Chapter Steps to Realization Part 2. The next qualification required is Shraddha, faith. One must have tremendous faith in religion and God. Until one has it, one cannot aspire to be a Janani. A great sage once told me that not 1 in 20 millions is in this world believed in God. I asked him why, and he told me, suppose there is a thief in this room and he gets to know that there is a mass of gold in the next room and only a very thin partition between the two rooms. What will be the condition of that thief? I answered, he will not be able to sleep at all. His brain will be actively thinking of some means of getting at the gold, and he will think of nothing else. Then he replied, do you believe that a man could believe in God and not go mad to get him? If a man sincerely believes that there is that immense infinite mine of bliss and that it can be reached, would not that man go mad in his struggle to reach it? Strong faith in God and the consequent eagerness to reach Him constitute Shraddha. Then comes some samadhana or constant practice to hold the mind in God. Nothing is done in a day. Religion cannot be swallowed in the form of a pill. It requires hard and constant practice. The mind can be conquered only by slow and steady practice. Next is mumukshutva, the intense desire to be free. Those of you who have read Edwin Arnold's Light of Asia remember his translation of the first sermon of Buddha, where Buddha says, you suffer from yourself. No, none else compels. None other holds you that you live and die. And whirl upon the wheel and hug and kiss it spokes of agony, it tires of tears, it knaves of nothingness. All the misery we have is of our own choosing. Such is our nature. The old Chinaman, who, having been kept in prison for 60 years, was released on the coronation of a new emperor, exclaimed, when he came out, that he could not live. He must go back to his horrible dungeon amongst the rats and mice. He could not bear the light. So he asked them to kill him or send him back to the prison. And he was sent back. Exactly similar is the condition of all men. We run headlong after all sorts of misery and are unwilling to be freed from them. Every day we run after pleasure, and before we reach it, we find it is gone. It has slipped through our fingers. Still, we do not cease from our mad pursuit, but on and on we go, blinded fools that we are. In some oil mills in India, bullocks are used that go round and round to grind the oil seed. There is a yoke on the bullock's neck. They have a piece of wood protruding from the yoke, and on that is fastened a wisp of straw. The bullock is blindfolded in such a way that it can only look forward, so it stretches its neck to get at the straw. And in doing so, it pushes the piece of wood out a little further, and it makes another attempt with the same results, and yet another, and so on. It never catches the straw but goes round and round in the hope of getting it, and in doing so grinds out the oil. In the same way, you and I, who are born slaves to nature, money, and wealth, wives and children, are always chasing a wisp of straw, a mere chimera, and are going through an innumerable round of lives without obtaining what we seek. The great dream is love. We are all going to love and be loved. We are all going to be happy and never meet with misery. But the more we go towards happiness, the more it goes away from us. Thus, the world is going on, society goes on, and we blinded slaves have to pay for it without knowing. Study your own lives and find how little of happiness there is in them, and how little in truth you have gained in the course of this wild goose chase of the world. Do you remember the story of Solon and Croesus? The king said to the great sage that Asia Minor was a very happy place. And the sage asked him, "Who is the happiest man? I have not seen anyone very happy." "Nonsense," said Croesus. "I'm the happiest man in the world." "Wait, sir, till the end of your life. Don't be in a hurry," replied the sage and went away. In course of time, that king was conquered by the Persians, and they ordered him to be burnt alive. The funeral pyre was prepared, and when poor Croesus saw it, he cried loud, "Solon, Solon." On being asked to whom he referred, he told his story, and the Persian emperor was touched and saved his life. Such is the life story of each one of us. Such is the tremendous power of nature over us. It repeatedly kicks us away, but still we pursue it with feverish excitement. We are always hoping against hope. This hope, this chimera maddens us. We are always hoping for happiness.